Not long ago, the idea of a four-door coupe was an anomaly. However, this formula is increasingly attractive to young people, cellular types and above who more often do not have children. And the BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe is the newest, having another niche in the growing range of models of the German brand. It's based in the regular front-wheel drive platforms from the new Series 1 and Series 2, and adds an extra hit force plus a sharper but smoother driving dynamic, according to BMW, while providing a bigger boot than its hatchback cousin. In 220d form, as tested here, it starts at 31,355 pounds and is powered by a 2.0-liter four-cylinder turbodiesel engine developing an impressive 187 bhp and 400 Nm of torque. That's enough to send 220d front propulsion from 0-62 miles per hour in 7.5 seconds into a top speed of 146 miles per hour, while at the same time delivering theoretical 56.5 mpg on a combined cycle and 131 grams per kilometer CO2 emissions. BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, rear 30. All Gran Coupe models come standard in the Sport trim, but for an extra 2,500 pounds you can specify the M Sport trim. To get the bigger 18-inch M alloy, the standard Sport has 17th BMW's Cockpit Pro system, which benefits from the touchscreen display. 10.25-inch larger central and OS 7 version of BMW's iDrive system, Dakota leather upholstery instead of cloth, M Sport doorway covers, expanded interior lighting, M Sport gear lever and various additional parts of the M Sport body, including the front bumper design and a different back. A used BMW 2 Series Active Tourer review. The Vitally 2 gets BMW M Sport steering and a stiffer suspension, which means a sharper response not only at the fingertips but at the rear too. So it's no surprise that BMW UK claims most buyers will opt for the M Sport version. In comparison, the Mercedes CLA 220d AMG line costs £35,475 and is equipped with no more standard equipment than BMW and only slightly better performance, making the 220d M Sport look decent at £33,895. The interior is pretty much the same as the Series 1, and there's nothing wrong with that. The display of the main TFT instrument is very nice and intuitive to use. The cab design is usually driver-oriented. The Dakota leather from the M Sport we drove was high quality and even quite comfortable on the nose. This is certainly one of the most delightful cabins in the segment. Everything looks and functions the way you expect. BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, -30. At the rear there's just enough room for 1'6" to sit behind the other 6 foot, plus well-shaped 430-liter boots that provide more space than one gets in the Series 1. In fact, the larger Series 3 only has a 50-liter lead, compared to the Gran Coupe in terms of the highest carrying capacity. Based on this evidence, then, there is definitely enough for the Series 2 to allow it to qualify as a sensible family car. BMW says it has softened the Gran Coupe's chassis with a touch to give the car a smoother ride when compared to the 1 Series, and that's how it feels on the road. It's not exactly what it's called soft, but the Gran Coupe does feel like it glides more quietly than a regular hatchback, with more feel through the steering and a good sense of balance in the middle of the corners. Never would have guessed that it is front-wheel drive, like the quietness and refinement of the steering and suspension. The brakes are also strong and provide a comfortable feel through the pedals. The engines weren't the best, it had to be said, but then turbodiesels were rare. Instead, it's an efficient, effective, smooth, and ultimately pretty soulless power unit, but one that is almost lifeless and delivers powerful acceleration starting at 1,800 revolutions per minute. The gearbox is the same 8-speed automatic ZF that gets from the Series 1 through the Series 8, and in this case it usually works fine, with smooth and easy change of up and down ratio. BMW 2 Series Gran Coupe, side 30. If diesel isn't an option, which is increasingly common among British car buyers, the 218i is also available. It has a 1.5-liter 3-cylinder turbo petrol that produces 138 bhp of power. And above it is the flagship model M235i iDrive, which sports a 2.0-liter 302 horsepower turbo, the only model in the range to make a 0-62 miles per hour time in under 5 seconds. Assuming you don't mind how it looks, some seem to like it, some don't, although the M Sport Touch definitely lifts it up visually as a whole. There's a lot to like about BMW's latest offering. The elements that stand out are the interior, the level of technology on offer and the chassis. Where the overall package lets down is the machine, but the raw numbers and performance it provides are hard to argue with. The Gran Coupe is a good car from BMW, but not great. Decision. The four-door coupe is becoming increasingly popular, and the Gran Coupe 2 Series is a welcome addition to BMW's growing lineup, especially in the form of the 220d. Using the company's front-drive platform and a powerful four-cylinder diesel, the Gran Coupe does a fine job of providing the Series 2 with extra style, powerful dynamics and, for BMW, a generous level of equipment alongside its most obvious rivals. From Mercedes' CLA 220d. It's also surprisingly expansive on the inside, given the format.